Hey, Brad from Cougar Ridge Ranch. Today we're going to show you a video on how we take care of a bloom of rodents. Now, a bloom of rodents is when springtime comes and they've been reproducing all winter and you just get run over by them. And up here in the mountains, there are years when it's so bad that just walking around here, in fact, if you were just looking at the ground behind me, you'd see mice and squirrels and chipmunks just running everywhere. They're just crazy. You come out at night and they're still out at night and they'll run up your legs. They're running all over. They're dropping from trees. They're just everywhere. So regular mouse traps just don't cut it. You just can't handle regular mouse traps. So I'm going to show you how we have to deal with the rodents and keep them from eating you out of house and home. Oh, these critters, they'll climb up on the roof, they'll come down the pipes, they'll crawl in through the toilet, they'll brave the water and come up in the house. They're just crazy. It is just crazy bad when that happens. So I'm going to show you how we deal with it, and it works really, really well. It's cheap, it's almost free. Let's go. Okay, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a 5-gallon bucket. Put about 5 inches of water in it. Less than half, more than a third, right in that range. You're going to need a wire. You're going to need an empty pop can. And you're going to need some bait. You'll probably also want to have a drill. And so what we're going to do, we're going to drill holes. Put the bit in this thing. We're going to drill a hole right through the top, right here, of the bucket. We're going to drill a hole right on the other side, in the same place. Then, we're going to drill a hole through the center of the pop can, right here. If we can make that happen. Doesn't have to be exact. And we'll drill a hole in the back of the pop can. Now, don't some of you be talking about whether your kids are going to drink this or all that hoo-ha. You got to have smarter kids. You got to watch your kids. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten this little bit of a curly wire here. And I'm going to put the wire through my hole. I'm going to put the pop can on the wire. I can even navigate this. I'll do it backwards. Maybe that'll be easier. Having a shaky hand doesn't help this process. Okay, backwards was the key. Now what I like to do is just come over here to about midway and make a little bit of a goofy bend in the wire, just to kind of keep the can, give it a little bit of a low spot. And I'm going to put the wire through the other side of the bucket here, and I'm going to figure out where this is. Sometimes a pair of pliers works just as good to put the kink in it. Like that. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Like this. There. Now we'll get the pop can on there. And all we're going to do is bend this wire around. And then we're going to bend this wire around. That's going to leave us with a pop can that can wiggle. Just a little bit of wiggle. Then we're going to take some peanut butter. Now this happens to be chunky, but I just have a jar of really rancid peanut butter here. And it doesn't matter what kind of it's chunky or not chunky, creamy, whatever they are. You're just going to put some peanut butter on this can, like this. I'm going to smear that on here like that. Okay, so what's going to happen is our rodents are going to come to this bucket. I'm going to put a little ramp up the bucket. And sometimes I'll put some peanut butter on the ramp too. Now, up here where we are, we're high desert. And we don't normally have to put peanut butter because they want the water. There is not a lot of water up here, so they want the water. But if you're in an area where there's plenty of water for them to drink, they'll want the peanut butter. They want a bait. So now, a rodent will come up and sense this. They'll climb out on the wire, and when they go to get the peanut butter, the can will tilt, and they'll fall in the water and drown. So, I'm going to go put this out, and we'll check it in the morning and see how it did. So as you can see, I've put this up in the garden behind the gate, just so the dogs don't lick the peanut butter off. And here up at the garden, you look in the garden shed right there, you can see all of my other water traps ready to go. All right, so we'll come back in the morning and see how this did. Okay, so it's morning, and we're going to come up here to the garden. We're going to go in. Now, we haven't had a lot of mice and rodents up here this year. The pine nuts were not a good season last year, so we may not have any, but we might have something. So let's see what we can see here. Oh yeah, there's some takers there. We've had some action overnight. You can see that. Viewer discretion. Yeah, there's some dead rodents there. And garden eaters, no longer. They went for that rancid peanut butter. Yep. So there it is. Water trap. You don't have to reset it. You just have to empty it. And right now the ravens are looking for this as a dinner, so we're going to feed the ravens and keep our garden safe and keep the cotton picking rodents out of the buildings, the sheds, the houses. Oh, they even climb up in the exhaust of vehicles and chew the wires under the hood. Oh, it's a pest. When a bloom hits, it's a terrible pest. So good luck with it. Have fun. And remember, positive comments. Positive comments. Brad from Cougar Ridge Ranch. Call sign Captain Wingnut. Signing off.